Malaysia and Islam. We are from Bruces and join me are Son, Navin, and Dave. Have you ever thought about how makes a company do well in a tough market? Today we're going to find out by looking at Glass Kitchen Essentials. So we're going to go through the background of Glass Kitchen Essentials, evaluate the candidates for the leadership position in the sales team, and we're going to make our recommendation for the best fit for the position and conclude with our finding. Now let's begin with Navin, who's going to discuss about the key facts and issues they are currently facing.
Thank you, Faizan. Hi, Mr. N and Ms. Rachel. I'm Navin from Group 6. So now I'm going to present about the key facts. So, Glass Kitchen is founded in 1994, where it was located in Kuala Lumpur, where they used to target or focus for the middle, upper and high income group of consumers, and also product range where they used to have a variety of product or cookware, a variety of kitchenware such as utensil, cookware and appliances, and also revenue where in 2022 where their revenue is about 25 million. So it suddenly declined to 20 million in 2023, and also they have a plan to expand their kitchenware product to Singapore, Thailand and also Philippines by this end of 2025. And so their current problem and present situation is about decline in sales. So their sales revenue is actually 25 million in 2022 and declined to 20 million in 2023. So this decline in sales may affect their profitability for past 2 years is due to underperformance and also their sales teammates are not doing well with their sales. And second is about low morale, where the teammates feel demotivated because of their team leader Aaron resigned due to some health issue. In fact, he was working for past 10 years for that company. So currently they have leadership, having a lack of leadership where it will affect the team motivation, and also like they doesn't have a leader strong leader like Aaron that can motivate the team members. And the third is about internal conflict, where there are problem or disagreement among the sales teammates is because of every employee come from a different culture and norm, where they have come from a different background, and also like they have their own unique of work style and also diverse work experience, and also they have their own approach of doing sales, so that it may lead to a disagreement among the sales teammates. And finally, about impact on the expansion timeline, where the risk of decline in sales and also internal conflict are currently may impact towards their regional expansion plan. So right now they are looking forward to hire a high-performing sales team leader like Alan, the leader make sure that can successfully implement their regional expansion plan by the end of the 2025, and also they must make sure to implement their new kitchenware product, and also the leader must be corporate among the sales team. That's all my part. I'll pass it to Sun to present their.
Okay, thank you, Navin. So for now, I want to introduce the candidates we not pick, which is identified as disqualified. So for the first one is Adam. He is rated number 1 in the sales, as you can see, and most senior team members, and he's supportive of Natalia a lot in the team meetings, and he's confident in influential speakers, which is inspiration to the teams, and he's successful in the relating existing customers, and he also highly organized and have accurate paperwork. For his weaknesses, it rarely meets the monthly sales targets, which is not good, and shows favoritism to the Natalia a lot, and other team members seeing him as unfriendly, and he's also slow to promote new products, and for last, he believes sales targets are too high for the setting goals. And the reason we're not picking Adam is he has a favoritism to the Natalia, and which could be drives to another distributive to the teams, and it's not good for the team leader, so have the favoritism to specific someone's, and he also inconsistent in the meeting sales targets, and others don't like him about his unfriendly behaviors. Next is Natalia, and Natalia's strength is have a reliable paperwork and he's supportive in the team members, eager to learn, and how to say it's like he's opening to accepting the criticisms. He's also determined, which is always important to performance and motivation in the team. And Natalia meets only 50% of the monthly sales, which is also nice though. And he had 4 new accounts for last year. For her weaknesses, his shyness and lack of confidence is gonna be like reducing her performance, while he has some like good ideas about the sales. It's gonna be reducing performance on his expressions and influential have some negative impacts on expressions about his opinions for the sales. And the reason for not picking Natalia is about his lack of the experiences in sales, which is really important as being a leader. And she's shy is gonna limit her abilities to lead to the rest of the ideas. Like I said, it's gonna be a negative impact on his expression of the ideas. That's all. The third candidate we're not picking is Carson. Carson ranking number 3 in the sales. Most ambitious team members in the group, and it's important to have ambitious goal setting. And for the team leader, it's pretty good. And he's active on the social media. And he also is a fun-loving guy, extroverted. So active on social media has a good advantage, like it's maybe help the company in the future to getting more reputations in the future. And he had 5 more accounts last year. It's pretty good. His weaknesses like arguments a lot in the meetings, and he's jealous of the Adam. He's overconfident about himself, and for his most important his important thing about his weaknesses is he is like pretty close to accepting the criticism. It's hard for him, and the reason for not picking him is one of the reasons is it is. And he also arguments a lot in the meetings, which is pretty distributive in the meetings, while others have like argumentative in that. So that's one. The fourth person is Laura, which is the last candidate we're not picking. Laura is Laura has a reliable paperwork, and he's a really hardworking guy. We could be seen as a workaholic, and Laura has a good relationship with customers. It's really helps the teams or maybe help their team members, either members or companies, to generate in the sales. And his weaknesses is preferring working alone. It's pretty bad for the team meeting. As long as it looks like you're gonna expand there so many territories in other countries. And Laura's argumentative in the team discussions because she's influential. If she's making the wrong points, it's gonna be influential to others also too. And she only makes only 30% of the monthly sales targets. It's pretty low though, and he only adds only 3 new accounts last year, which is the lowest in the team. And the reason we're not picking Laura is because he's had difficulty with working with others, and he's low in sales performance, which will be seen by the other team members as disqualified. So now I can pass to the date.
Thank you, San. Hello everyone, my name is Dave, and today I'll be talking about the shortlist. And later, me and Faisal will be going over the arguments, counter-arguments, along with the rebuttal. So for our shortlist, we've selected 2 candidates, which apparently you can't be seen right now. We picked Matthew and Sonia because they're the best suited to become for the leadership position. So for Matthew, we picked him because he's a team player. From the case study, we know that he likes to engage in team discussion. He has a very likable personality, which is good to get along with his team members. He generally exceeds his monthly sales target, which is good because it helps to generate more income for the company. He always does his paperwork nicely. It helps reduce the burden for the management side. He is also considered to be the most hardworking member in the group. As for Sonia, she is respected among her peers, which is, according to Law Grant 2021, being respected among your peers shows that your peers understand where you're coming from, you understand the achievements they have made, and your dedication for the company. She also has excellent communication skills with the customers. She also always meets her monthly sales target. Her personality is that she's ambitious and a goal-driven person, which is good for a group leader to have. And last but not least, she is considered to be the most talented member in the group. That's all for the shortlist. Now I'll be handing over to Faisal to talk about the arguments.
Thank you, Dave. Now I'm here to recommend the best leader or the best candidate for the leadership position. Choosing the right leader is very essential for the LKE right now, and we believe Matthew is the ideal candidate for it. Now let's begin with why Matthew stands out as the ideal candidate for the leadership position. Firstly, his alignment with company goals. Matthew has built a strong rapport with management, indicating his deep alignment with company goals of expanding into new market and introducing innovative kitchenware product. Secondly, his teamwork skill. He enjoys team meeting and fosters collaboration among team members, indicating he can create positive and supportive work environment. Lastly, his sales expertise. Matthew has consistently maintained his sales target and he also maintained higher sales ranking compared to Sonia and ranked second among all candidates, demonstrating his credibility and effectiveness in driving sales. Now I'm going to pass to Dave, who's going to talk about counter arguments.
Thank you, Faisal. Now we're going over the counter arguments along with the rebuttals. So for our first counter argument is that some might argue Sonia has better leadership qualities than Matthew, as she has clearer goals than Matthew, and she is much more ambitious than Matthew. And some might also say that Matthew may not be suited to be a leader as he has a desire to be liked by others, therefore making him less assertive and a less confident decision maker compared to Sonia. So for our rebuttal, we simply wrote that although it is true that Sonia is much more ambitious than Matthew, she also prioritizes her personal goal, which according to our guest lecturer, prioritizing your personal goal is not a good quality for a leader to have. And for the assertiveness, Sonia is much more assertive, therefore she may lead the team in a much more dominant style, which could negatively impact the team cohesiveness, whereas Matthew's collaborative approach will have a much more positive impact on the team. The second counter argument is that since Sonia has excellent communication with customers, she has the ability to guide the rest of the team to communicate well with their own customers. She can give tips and tricks on how to improve their communication, which Matthew isn't capable to do so. Some might also say that Matthew's thick accent could have a negative impact on his performance, which according to some Team 2022, thick accents can lead to misunderstandings in the workplace. So for the rebuttal, we simply say that although it is true that Sonia has good communication with customers and is capable to guide the team, her good communication with customers doesn't indicate that she has good communication with the team. As stated inside the case study, she lacks socialization with the rest of the team. And for Matthew's thick accent, although Matthew has a thick accent, it doesn't stop him from getting the second highest revenue generated for the company. It didn't stop him from generally exceeding all of his monthly sales target, therefore proving that his thick accent has no effect whatsoever on his performance. That's all for the counter arguments and rebuttals. Now I'll be handing over to Faisal to conclude this presentation.
In conclusion, LK is facing significant challenges like dropping in sales, low team morale, internal conflict, and barrier to expansion. We strongly recommend Matthew for the leadership position. Why? Because Matthew's proven track record of exceeding sales target will address the issue in dropping in sales. Secondly, his ability to create collaborative and supportive work environment will help to improve the team morale and solve internal conflict. And lastly, his alignment with company's goal and strategic vision will help to overcome the barriers to expansion. While some might argue that Sonia's ambition and combination skill make her the strong candidate, but we believe Matthew's consistent alignment with company goals and his proven ability to improve team performance will make him the better choice for the leadership position in the sales team. That's all from us. We're now open to any question that you might have. Feel free to ask. Thank you. And that's our references.
Okay, very good. Can I know why you did not choose Adam chose Sonia instead?
I can answer, right?
Yeah.
So first, we felt like Adam is a very good candidate to pick because he's not only the most senior member there, he has the most knowledge in this sort of expertise, but he showed clear signs of favoritism towards Natalia, which not really a good quality for a leader to have. Not to mention, although he's the highest revenue generator, he is also very inconsistent in terms of reaching his monthly sales target. Whereas Sonia, we need her ability to strive for her goals, which is a good quality for a leader to have compared to Adam. Not to mention, Adam also has to improve on how he introduced his products because management has reported that he is very slow in introducing new products.
I was hoping that when you presented your slides, you would say things like that. One of the things that you find that in such a presentation, you should not be telling me what you have put in your assignment. You should be trying to convince me like how you have done it. When you watch the video back, you notice the way you speak is very different than when you present. Why? Because you have something you want to defend. So you're defending a choice. And that mannerism, that style of presenting is actually what will come out very well.
Thank you.
I find that I was curious that you were pitting Matthew and Sonia. When you pick the two together, it's inevitable that Matthew will be picked. Meaning you're putting two candidates, one bigger than the other. If you had put Adam and Matthew, that would be a different defense altogether. As a counter argument, I will ask you, just because he was showing some favoritism to Natalia, why does it disqualify him from changing?
Because he's showing very clear signs of favoritism, and it doesn't seem that he's going to change anytime soon, as he's very unfriendly.
You notice one of the things you find in the case study is that there are a lot of what we call subjective areas. It would be useful, then you understand that in a real life environment, nothing is so well defined. Nobody's perfect, right? And so when they're not perfect, the things that would be most important as a selection criteria, you should be using it to shortlist. And those who are not like favoritism, not favoritism, these are not so critical areas. You may want to be aware that in a real life situation, those are not do or die criteria. People will argue, he can change, right? You just have to let him know. Maybe he doesn't know. So I just kind of hope that you can see when you present, speak from your heart, speak from your confidence. That will make a lot of difference. And I just hope that you can show your analysis a little clearer. That's all. But basically, good job.
I think from my part, there are certain things that your group has done well. Out of the 5 groups that we have listened to, you are the first group that actually took the effort to take us through your outline. So good job at actually, using that few seconds to connect with your audience. That will be just the two of us here. But you'd be surprised how important that introduction is, where people normally, based on so many years of listening to students' presentation, they rush through the intro. They think that it's not important, the content is important. But let me tell you that introduction is very, very important. Number one, by taking us through, this is what we are going to do first, and then we're going to do this. You are showing us that you are interested in spending the time with us, that you are going to take us through this, we are walking together with you. So my mindset is now along your lines. Right? If you skip through that and you say, this is our outline, next. It's like, oh, I'm watching a movie, that's all. So it makes a in your future presentation, spend that couple of seconds just to go through, because that will really make a difference in your audience's mindset. Now, similarly, you had a good intro, so I wish the conclusion part, you instead of just one word there, conclusion, on your slides, that one will require a bit more effort in slide design. Okay, so put in your concluding points into your slide. That would be very helpful, because that is your last opportunity to summarize everything that you have gone through. So assuming that, you know, we got distracted, we got confused, we lost track after your counter argument rebuttal, we lost track of who you are actually recommending. Now, in that concluding slide, you remind us again. So our recommendation is this person. These were the criteria that we used in order to arrive at this candidate. Now that will wrap your presentation up well, and your audience will also be satisfied because we've got that ending. Otherwise, it's like watching a movie and then suddenly it ends. Even though you did do a conclusion, but because it was just audio, we only heard what you say, we can't connect as well as having it on the slide. So you've got the opening, that's good. Now for future improvements, the closing part, that would be better. Now just very quickly, in terms of your gestures, okay, when you watch back your video, you will see different hand gestures from all four of you. So yes, you will have to watch and cringe through your videos, alright? But just a word about your hand gestures. Let's say, for example, Dave, you do have hand gestures, but your hand gestures has to be a bit more controlled. Otherwise, you will look like you are a rapper. And I think that's your natural way of speaking, right? And then, so when you are using your hands, in contrast, we have Byron. Byron has to unlock his hands. Because you see, I can actually see your arms trying to come up to gesture, but your grip is so tight, you grip yourself so tight that your arm, your brain tells your arm, you need to move. You naturally want to move, but maybe because we are nervous, right? So our grip here is so tight that it ain't moving. It's just not coming out. So when you watch the video, look at where your hands are. Look, hear how you sound. Can the audience follow? Am I being monotonous? Because generally, I have only one tone. This is something that I actually discovered that I speak quite monotonously, one tone only, when I went to a radio station and I had to record something. It was a dialogue. When I listened back to my own voice, I was like, whoa, I'm actually very monotonous. So how can I speak and create a range, create pauses, stress points, and emphasis? Because when you can create those stress, different sounds, then accent, like Matthew, accent will be less of a problem for your audience. Like Byron has I think American, I would say American, very American accent.
A bit.
A bit, right? So you got to, you need to learn to create that pause, stress points in your voice. Faisal as well. Faisal has a different accent compared to Pyric, but also can definitely be overcome. Doesn't make you a bad English speaker, but you want clarity in your speech. So pacing, stress points, pausing from time to time. Even Malaysian speakers, we will need that so that people can hear and can understand us well. Okay. Now, any questions from you that you want to ask?
Can I speak?
Yes.
Like you said, like although the should be in the short list, or maybe he can be the leader for the sales team. But we choose Sonia. Like if we choose Sonia instead of Matthew, and we get the other short list Adam. If you compare, maybe Adam is the most senior most senior member in the team, but his latest performance is very low performance, he doesn't consistently exceed his sales target or he doesn't make his sales target, and his paperwork is not that fine. And whereas Sonia meets her sales target consistently. And now, but the main issue of LK is they are facing low team moral, internal conflict. If he shows favoritism towards Natalia, everyone is gonna hold the grudges. No one is gonna want to speak to tell him that Adam, we are not liking this issue, because he's the most senior team leader, and if you give him the leadership title, he might misuse it. But then if other members, if they speak that Adam, I feel like when I speak out, you don't give me value, but you just show value to Natalia. But whereas Natalia lacks experience in sales, and she's very shy to share her ideas when she wants to, when she thinks we can improve in some parties. So that's why we pick Sonia over Adam. That's our argument.
So the confidence level is definitely there in this group. What you can improve on would be the other things, the way you organize the points, like what we told the other groups. It's important to show the problems. Now it's important to connect between the problems and the candidates. There must be a criteria, a list of selection criteria that you agree upon based on your reading. That you say, when we choose this candidate, this person must meet all these criteria, because these criteria will ensure that the problems are solved. So this connection, this bridge, is what's missing from not just this group here, it's missing from pretty much the early groups. So in such kind of presentation, because we are persuading the audience, it must be very clear. There's a problem here, sir, and to solve your problem, we have arrived at this. This is our selection criteria. This is our solution, technically. We are going to select a candidate that meets this criteria, and then from there you can do your elimination, and it becomes very clear why you can arrive at this candidate. All right. So